Going to Minnesota, Eagan, Minnesota, via Minnesota Public Radio. Eagan police ignored man's stroke symptom during traffic stop. Wrongful death suit alleges, which I don't know if you've been listening to this podcast. We've encountered multiple stories where cops...
Insane that this is a pattern.
Just completely, someone's in medical distress and the cops just arrest them for being in the middle of a seizure. Or in the middle, as we're going to learn, a stroke. But we will go to the story. The family of a Cottage Grove man who died after a DWI arrest in Eagan last year alleges in a federal lawsuit filed Thursday that police and jail staff mistook symptoms of a major stroke for drug impairment and let him languish for hours without any medical treatment. Kingsley Fifi Bimpong, a legal permanent resident from Ghana, left his post office job before his shift ended on November 16th after complaining of a headache and decreased vision. While driving in Eagan late that evening, Bimpong, 50, ran a red light, veered into oncoming traffic, and drove his vehicle onto the center median of a road. According to a wrongful death lawsuit filed by attorneys at the Robbins Kaplan firm on behalf of Bimpong's partner, Rosalind Lewis, and cousin Josephine Aduya Ganyane, when Eagan Police Sergeant Joseph Mosing stopped Bimpong's vehicle at 10:44 p.m., Bimpong appeared confused, could not articulate a complete sentence or thought, and was unable to state his name, where he was going, or where he lived. Over the next 8 minutes, 2 other Eagan policemen arrived, including Officer Martin Jensen, who is specially trained as a drug recognition evaluator. This dude needs to be reevaluated.
That's his whole damn job. Is to do that. It's so crazy to see that scene. Like, even beyond like this man could have had a stroke. Like, if he just was in a car accident. So like that, like if someone is acting like confused and stuff after a car accident, it could be a concussion. Like, it doesn't even have to be a pre-existing medical condition. For the cops, we talk about this so much, but like this disdain they have for the public, this fear they have of the public, that's been beat into them through their training. Like, this is how it comes out. Cops. It comes out as a man needs help. A man's just gotten into a car accident and they're like approaching with their guns drawn already. I mean, I don't know if they did in this situation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying their vibe, their mentality is just insane.
Yeah, no, this is cops like literally only see people as they see people, humans, the citizens that they're supposed to protect and serve as 2 things: threat or non-threat. And if they can't establish you as a non-threat, you're a threat. Like, they have the same, they see like these stories, I cannot help but like they respond to people in medical attention who need medical attention and assistance like a dog would see someone having like like they don't have an actual
dude, that's not even true, because there's dogs trained to like help people.
You're right. I take
it's
that back.
Worse than a dog.
I
dogs have instincts.
Yeah, they do.
Dogs,
and also they will save. You know what? They do save. No, they don't even do that.
Don't be dissing dogs, bro.
You're right.
Yeah.
I bet animal. They have like this like. You're right. Animal. I take that back, because animals have this level of compassion. There's no. You're right.
Maybe like a bug. Maybe like a mosquito or something.
I just don't see how you see. I don't understand the disconnect between like their humanness and then like, once they put the uniform on, it's like transforms them. Because a normal outside of cops existed, just as now you're just operating in regular personhood. Who are these people who walk around and see someone who needs medical attention and it just starts kicking them? Or it just starts like, oh shit, I gotta tie him up and throw him in a locker. Like, who are people who can see someone having a seizure, having a heart attack, having some type of like medical? As soon as you see somebody in any type of medical need, everybody jumps to like people become alert. It's like a human like just nature.
He would have been better off if anyone except for the cops
literally
came. They all would have helped him. Oh, this man needs help.
When people gather around people aren't just like walking past fucking sick dead bodies. If someone's like having a seizure, they're gonna like people walk over and be like, oh, let me actually like help this person.
Throw this man in jail.
Cops
lock him up.
Have to go through protocol, which is like, dude, it's a level of like, I can't even like, bro.
the level of fearing for their lives, like when they're so afraid all the time, and it's like when you put on that uniform and you strap a gun to your waist, shouldn't that make you less afraid? Shouldn't that make you braver, more courageous? But instead, they just get into like immediate fight or flight mode at the drop of a damn needle, and they see a man. And of course, again, race is so we could never prove it, but it's so obviously a factor here. If it was.
I mean, it goes to show you what
he's from Ghana. He was a black man with dreads,
and it shows. It's a story that I think exemplifies like the literal how when someone becomes a criminal or we label them criminal or prisoner or anything like that, they're invisible already. The invisible nature of like. You being a criminal, we can do whatever we want. No one's paying attention. No, no one's paying attention over here. So we can. This guy's fucking sick. I'm gonna take him off the streets. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna get into the rest of the story. But like when you see the footage, like I watched the news story, the cops are just like puppeteering this dude around. Like he's dead. He's basically dead. His like the last hours, they're just like they miss a lot of protocols, which I'm gonna read into. But they're just like. Once you're a criminal, they don't care. They don't even care to do the proper paperwork on you. They're just like, throw his ass in the thing, and he dies because no one cares. But I'm going to continue the story so you understand. According to body camera video captured by a third officer and partially transcribed in the civil complaint, Mosing allegedly told Jensen that he did not smell alcohol and was still not convinced that this isn't a medical related more than impairment related. I'm sorry, let me read that again. Still not convinced that this isn't medical related more than impaired related. The plaintiffs allege that Jensen failed to go through the drug recognition evaluation and ignored the unassailable fact that Kingsley was suffering from a medical emergency observable from the moment he was stopped. Something you can see with your eyes. They just completely ignored. Jensen and Mosing are also alleged to have muted their body-worn cameras at times in violation of department policy. 17 minutes into the traffic stop, Jensen and Mosing arrested Bimpong and took him to Egan Police Department headquarters, where he remained handcuffed while the officers waited for a judge to return a search warrant for Bimpong's blood. You are on your life is in danger. Every moment counts. Your body's shutting down, and you have to wait, not for medical assistance, a judge to grant you a warrant to search your body. But according to the lawsuit, Jensen and Mosing again discussed the possibility that Bimpong could be suffering from a medical issue, but did not get care for him, though his condition continued to deteriorate.
To me, that says so much about like the culture of policing, because like they both clearly have mixed feelings about what
this guy's sick or is he drunk?
They at least have mixed feelings, and instead they're both pressured in the direction to treat him like a criminal, rather being pressured the other way to go with their other instincts. They clearly at least had those two instincts, but we see again and again with these stories that when a group of cops, you would expect one of them to do the right thing. It's surprising to see all of them unanimously not go into a room during a school shooting or not say the obvious thing that this guy just maybe needs help. And to me, it just points to like the whole cultural issue that cannot be reformed, that cannot be training. Oh, a new training video will take care of this.
I think they have a term for that. I think it's called a bad apple.
Exactly.
Spoils the bunch.
But
on booking paperwork, a jail staffer noted incorrectly that Bimpong had a language barrier, though he spoke English, and that a medical questionnaire could not be completed. Though Bimpong was unable to walk under his own power, deputies escorted him to a holding. Let me reread that sentence. Though Bimpong was unable to walk under his own power, deputies escorted him to a holding cell. After about 15 minutes, he stumbled to the toilet area of the cell, fell backwards onto the toilet, and soon collapsed onto the floor. Bimpong lay there for hours, foaming at the mouth and urinating in his pants, while multiple deputies passed by the cell's floor to ceiling windows and even conducted well-being checks.
Dude, so many fucking opportunities to correct the path.
They did not. It's like on every level they failed because no one's watching. No one cares about criminals. No one cares. A migrant, a Ghanesian criminal. I don't even know that. Ghanaian criminal. No one like.
I mean that line was brutal to me. That like was so heartbreaking that they assumed there was a language barrier. Like he was struggling to speak because he was having a stroke. But because they see that this guy is a migrant, they're just like, oh, he just can't speak English. Duh.
Pat on the back goes around. Pat on the back, everybody. Wonderful job. After nearly 3.5 hours, a nurse and guard entered the holding cell and took Bimpong's vital signs. Jail staff called for an ambulance, and EMTs arrived just before 5 a.m. on November 17th. Bimpong was transported to a hospital in Hastings where a CT scan found massive intracerebral bleeding. He was transferred to United Hospital in St. Paul where he was declared brain dead. Doctors disconnected him from life support on November 19th. The Ramsey County medical examiner determined that he died of an intracerebral hemorrhage. Neither the hospital toxicology screen nor the medical examiner's post-mortem toxicology report found any drugs or alcohol in his system.
Yeah, they fucking killed this guy. Like, again, if any other person would have come across this, they would have immediately called an ambulance, gotten him some help.
Pure negligence. Just like pure, they kidnapped this dude off the streets in the middle of a freaking stroke and then just let him die. Like, the worst case scenario, like, oh, is somebody coming to help? No, we are going to throw you in a box and let you die there. Like, that's...
And even if you're, like, on the street and you find someone who's, like... who is on drugs, and they're like fucked up that badly to where they're causing car accidents, they're stumbling around, they can't talk, they can't stand up, then that also, you would want to help them. Yeah. You would want them to not hurt themselves, you're not overdose. Like the cops have to override that humanity every single step of the way to the point where they're doing fucking quote-unquote wellness checks on him every 15 minutes. And they're seeing him lying on the ground urinating on himself, and they still are just like, fucking criminal, fucking scum of the earth. Glad we got him locked up. Glad the city's now safer thanks to our work.
I'm just like, also, you don't act like y'all ain't cops. You motherfuckers are alcoholics. Don't act like you ain't never seen a drunk before. Okay, it's your first time.
Y'all aren't drinking and driving every fucking Christmas party.
You can't recognize a drunk person. Look in the fucking mirror and be like, okay, I think this guy's having a stroke. This guy does not look like we are not on the same.
He hasn't complained about his bitch wife one time. I don't recognize this as a drunk man.
This doesn't. This doesn't seem like the type of and also, I'm just like, bro, this will make you hesitate to call 911 because it's like, I need the good kind, the one that's not the like. Don't send the fucked up kind because you'll send the one that's
show me the memes he's been posting and I'll decide based on that.
It's like, imagine having a medical emergency, you call 911 and instead of a fucking EMT, they send the police to beat you, and it's like, well, thanks, appreciate it, buddy.
And he was a post office worker, an actual good public servant, killed by some people who masquerade as public servants.
It's just straight up negligence. It's just like the uncaring. There's language.
I mean,
for this.
Negligence at the least. Yeah, at the least,
and not caring on like the multiple degrees of why you wouldn't care about a person. You're an immigrant. You're dark skinned. You're fucking you look like you're having a stroke, so I'm allowed to I'm a cop.
Well, like being someone who's on drugs, like that shouldn't make you hate a person and treat them like less than human. Like that person also deserves humanity, even if they are on drugs, which he wasn't.
Yeah, when it comes to like the society, what we've agreed upon is the society that like is the people we don't like. This guy checked in all the boxes to the police for the police. So they felt justified in treating him like shit and treat like no one's gonna give a fuck. This is, they didn't care. So that's it. I feel like this only gave us a window into like what goes on into like prisons and jail because this dude was such an innocent person and such a person who's like, oh, he 100% didn't deserve this. Well, the other people in jail also did not deserve the shit that we don't get reported on. We just let them get treated like that. But the officers, and they all clearly feel comfortable, like this is the environment to do this. They feel like this is norm, company, not company, but like department policy. This is just how our standards here. We're a little lackadaisical here because we're criminals. We're dealing here. We're dealing with the trash of the trash, so it doesn't matter. We can accidentally kill a guy.
And that whole drug thing, like. he wasn't on drugs, but they thought he was, so they treated him like dog shit. We see that everywhere. We see that with, like, speaking of fucking hate memes, with like the George Floyd thing, like that's like the conservative trolly 4chan thing about George Floyd, is that they love, like, that the fact that they found like traces of drugs in his system. That's their whole argument of like, well, he did drugs at some point. Therefore, why do we grant him any humanity? And it's like a little thing. It's like the same as being a prisoner. It's like, oh, he was a prisoner, fuck him. Oh, he was doing drugs, fuck him. It's like, but we see, like, then the argument revolves around that. Like, no, he wasn't on drugs, actually. It was like, even if he was on drugs, people, guess what? You motherfuckers do drugs. Everyone fucking does drugs, you know? Like, that's the reality of the world, but somehow it can be a death sentence. It could revoke you of all your humanity if you happen to be targeted by the police and do the thing that everyone does every weekend, all the time anyways.
R.I.P. to freaking, I'm going to get his name fully correct, Mr.
Kingsley Fifi Bimpong. R.I.P. Damn.